your desk, I just want you to get out this lesson 10, lesson 11 notes paper that you just grabbed off of the top of the turn-in tray. Should look like this. Okay, so first thing, weekly worksheet, I'm going to go ahead and bump it back to it being due Monday. So your IXL skills are due Monday. If you get on there, a lot of people are already done. How long did it take you, Abby?
Like 10 minutes.
Yeah, less than 10 minutes. So realistically, you should be able to complete it by Friday, but I am going to go ahead and push it back till Monday, okay? So your weekly IXL skills, and this week there were 2, right?
Yeah.
There were 2. They are due Monday, okay? Again, if you get it finished before Monday, turn it in so you're done with it. So Unit 3, we're already halfway through. We're going to start with lesson 10 today. Now we're going to focus more on percentages. Big standards in 6th grade, things you have to know, are ratios. Have we spent a lot of time on ratios?
Yeah.
Lots of time on ratios. Percentages, and then like volume, surface area, all that stuff. So I feel like we need to go back and refresh our memories on that, and we'll get there. That'll be like a weekly worksheet type thing, but we'll probably like do one together. You'll have one on your weekly worksheet just to refresh your memories there. But so percentages is a big skill in 6th grade, and it's kind of like ratios. There's a million different types of questions they could ask you relating to percents. Okay? So first, who remembers, what does percent mean? Emmett? Per 100. So when you're talking about a percent of something, you're talking about it per 100. So percent is per 100 or per century. And what that means is if I said 46 people out of 100 people questioned prefer chicken to beef, what percentage of people prefer chicken to beef? I'm really asking the same thing. Instead of saying 46 people, I'm saying what percent. I'm still talking about the number of people that like beef. Kinley, what would it be? 46% of people prefer chicken over beef. Okay, so I could give it as like a fraction. 46 out of 100 is giving it as a fraction, but I could easily give that answer as a percent also. That means 46% of people. Okay, let's say 1 out of every 5 students are late to class each day. What percentage of students are late to class each day? Callan, what do you have to process with that? Not 100, well, you could, but easier. What fraction did I give you? 1/5. 1 out of 5.
2%?
Not 2%. 1/5. 1/5. 20%. Because 1/5 is equal to 2/10. And that's one we should have up here. But if you don't, can we get 10 to 100?
Yes.
How do we get 10 to 100?
10.
What's 2 times 10?
20.
20%. So you already have some knowledge of this. It's just you've never been asked these questions. Okay, and some of them are harder than that. Some of those, we have these things we call benchmark percentages. Okay, one that everybody knows is 50%.
Yeah.
Okay, if I say, Avery, what is 50% of 100? Half of it. Because we know 50% is half. What does the word of mean in math? What symbol, Kinley? Not equal. Nope. Kendall? Multiply. So you're not writing this anywhere. So if I said what is 50% of 90, to solve these, and again, I'm just giving you ones you know to show you this isn't all brand new. We know that you can't work with that. You can work with it as a fraction or as a decimal. Do we know how to change that into a fraction and or a decimal? Okay, you know 50% is what fraction? 1/2. So half of 90, we know of is multiply. 1/2 times 90. Is that a math problem we know how to solve?
Uh-huh.
Yes. Okay, so in percentages, pretty much everything we've learned about fractions and decimals all kind of comes together. Okay, but we're not starting with that. I'm just showing you we could start with that and you guys would do pretty well. I just want to make sure we have the basics before we move on. Parker. Yeah, not 45%. It would be 45. Percentage of a number is a number. There's only 1% sign in each problem. Okay, so we know how to write a percent, so we're not going to write that out. Cam, what does 40% look like? 40%. We don't want a fraction. You're overthinking it. Yes, a 40 with a percent sign. Okay, that percent sign means something. That means you're referring to that 40 out of 100. Is 40 out of 100 the same thing as 40?
No.
No, because if 40, let's just talk money. How much is 40 hundredths money?
40 cents?
40 cents. Is that the same thing as $40? No, so that percentage sign is very important. Okay, it completely changes the number with that percent sign. Coins as a percentage of $1. We're actually just going to go to the example over on the side, right here. What percentage of a dollar is the value of each coin combination? If you have one dime, how much of a dollar is that, Finley? How much is a dime worth? 10 cents. And how much is a dollar? 100. So if you have a dime in your pocket, you have 10 hundredths of a dollar. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so next to this, I want you to write a dime is equal to 10 hundredths. What is that percentage? And it makes my life easy because the denominator is always already 100. Brant, what's my percentage? What is the percentage that goes with 10 hundredths? So look at our definition for percent.
Oh, wait.
Per 100.
10%?
10%. Because if the denominator is 100, our percent is on the top. So if you have a dime in your pocket, you have 10% of a dollar in your pocket. I could say I have 10 cents. If you want to sound fancy, you can say I have 10% of a dollar. Okay, it's still 10 cents. So what about 2 quarters? 2 quarters. Reese, what's my fraction? 50 hundredths, because 2 quarters have a value of 50 cents. Emmett, what is the percent for 50 hundredths? 50%. If you want to sound fancy, you would say I have 50% of a dollar in my pocket, which means half of a dollar. Is 50 cents half of a dollar? Yes. What about the next one? Shh. This one's a little bit trickier, Brady. 125 hundredths of a dollar. What percent would that be, Finley?
12.5.
Nope, not 12.5. Be careful. Look at our definition for percent. What did you write for the definition of percent? Per 100. So if the denominator is 100, where do we find our percent? Lena, help her out.
1.25?
Nope. Where do we find our percent, Paxton?
On the top?
The top, the numerator. What's on top, Lena? 125. Why does that make sense that the percent is over 100, Maya? Yeah, because 5 quarters is 125 cents. What is 100% of a dollar? Don't overthink it. Emmett? A dollar. So if we have over a dollar, then we have over 100%. Okay, let's go on down. Show percentages of $20. Did it give us? Here, we're going to actually go to the other side. Okay, lesson 11, review percents. We know percent is per 100, okay? A lot of times, we're going to learn lots of different ways to solve these. If we set it up, this is called the percent equation, okay? Percent equation. I want you to write that next to this. This is the percent equation. Now, we need to know what goes in each of those blanks, okay? In every percent problem, there's 3 parts. It will have to give me 2 of them. If it gives me 2 of them, I should be able to solve for the third one, okay? So, the percent is the easiest one to pick out. Why do you think that's the easiest one to pick out in a problem? Emma, why? Nope, it won't be over 100. It will have a what? Nope, you're overthinking it. Nope, it won't be a decimal, it won't be a fraction. It'll have a percent sign.
Yes.
Okay, the percent is the easiest thing to pick out because it will have a percent sign behind it. Or it'll give us the other 2 and it'll say what percent. So that'll tell you, hey, I'm looking for the percent. So under this, I want you to write percent, because it would always give us a percentage. The word of in math class means what? Kinley? Multiply. So I'm going to put a dot. Of means multiply. Now, the other 2 things it will give me is the 2 parts of a fraction. But we don't call them a numerator and denominator. We don't call them a dividend and divisor in this one. In a fraction, if I give you the fraction 3/5 on a homework sheet, like on an assignment, what does that mean? What does that mean? Hey guys, our focus level's at about a 0.2 right now. I need you at least at like a 5. 7 would be great, out of 10. Emmett? But what does 3/5 mean? If I write 3/5 at the top of your paper, what does that mean? Maya? So on your math paper, does that mean 3 divided by 5? Why do I write 3/5 at the top of your math paper if that's your grade? Paxton?
Because like just divided by 2.
Reese? You got 3 out of 5 problems correct. So what are some words I could always call the numerator and the denominator if I always know that it's like I got this out of that? So it starts with a P and a W. And I'm sure you've heard this before when you first learned fractions. Kendall? Not percent over whole. Good guess. Whole is 1. The second one is whole. Oh, wait, no, the first one is whole. So percent times whole. In math, what does is mean? Maya? Equals? So if we call the bottom of a fraction the whole, what could we call the top that starts with a P? Callan? Part. And again, to put this into words that make sense to you, if I wrote 3/5 at the top of your paper, that means you got 3. That was the part that you got correct out of 5 whole points or 5 whole problems, the total. Okay, double number lines. Have we made double number lines before?
Yes.
Yes. We are just going to apply what we already know about double number lines to percentages. Okay? So, one line equals your percent line. 0 and 100 at each end. Okay? So you guys already are a little bit familiar with double number lines. We have 2 lines. One of the lines represents your percentages. You always put 0 at one end, 100 at the other. Which end do you think we're going to put 0 at?
The left.
The left, okay? The second line, and again, I'm not going to tell you which one to put percents on, which one to put the numbers on, because it really doesn't matter. As long as you're consistent, I think it would be easiest. So if Abby wants to always put percents on top, she can always put percents on top. But then if you get on like IXL or Khan Academy, they might have the percentages on bottom, but it's the exact same thing, okay? The second one, the second line, what do you think it's going to start with? On our other double number lines, what do we always start with? 0. Second line, start with 0. Start with 0. And your whole is at the other end. Now, we're going to add to these as we start to work the next problem because it's hard to put into words. It's easier to show you. So we're going to go up and work this example as we're filling out these notes. So this one says, during a basketball game, John attempted 60 free throws and was successful on 25% of them. How many successful free throws did John make? What are the 3 parts to every percent equation? 3 pieces to every percent equation. Emmett?
Yes.
Nope. Those are the 3 variations of percents. That's where I got to shift your brain here. Cam? Part, whole, and percent. So in each word problem, there's a part, there's a whole, a percent. Remember, one of those we are finding. Which one's easiest to pick out? Kendall?
The part in the hole?
No, it's not the part in the whole. Abby?
The percent?
Why is the percent easier to pick out?
Because there's a percent.
Because there's a percent sign. So when you're working these problems, identify those 3 pieces. I want you to do this. And with the percents, we're going to identify them with the percent sign. Why do you think I'm doing it with a percent sign and not a P?
Because P could be part.
P is part, okay? So now, the other one, part and whole, you have to use your brain, okay? It's not a straightforward answer. During a basketball game, John attempted 60 free throws and was successful on 25% of them. How many successful free throws did John make? So we are talking about he attempted 60 free throws, and it's asking about successful free throws. Which one would be the part? Which one would be the whole? Maya? The 60 is a whole, because that's the total number of free throws that he attempted. So I'm going to put a W there. So that means I'm looking for the part. Okay? And we're going to stop there. I knew we wouldn't get through these. Your only homework tonight, work on your IXL, but when is it due? Monday. Yep. Okay, you guys can go ahead and go.